Page 115. This is Harmonization with Two-Hand Accompaniment. Comes in handy. We got two hands. Let's use them. Here, let's look it over. You see the stabs. You got three stabs, but the bottom two have the curly brace. That's the grand staff. That's the piano part. Something else does the top staff. It could be another piano playing one, or it could be an instrument somewhere, a flute or an oboe or a violin or something playing that other part. Could be a singer. If they have words they can sing, or they can go ah ah ah, or whatever singers do. So 3/4 time. We're in the key of E minor. I'll just tell you that it ends at, look at the bottom last two measures here. Here it's an E minor, but the melody 1 2, and that natural sign in the third measure is not needed. That's why it's in parentheses. It's the courtesy sign, just because the B flat in the second measure is only good for that measure. So even if the natural sign were not there, I'd still play a B natural. Now if that B, the quarter note, the last note in the second measure, if that were tied to the half note, then I would keep it down. It'd still be a B flat. Here, it would not be a B natural. And they wouldn't do the natural sign. If they did the natural sign, it wouldn't be a tie anymore. It would be a slur. And they wouldn't need the parentheses, because then it's not a courtesy sign. They're telling you, make sure you play a B natural. Otherwise, you'd play it as a tie. So the melody is there. The accompaniment. Well, first thing to do, in my opinion, is make sure you know what the chords are. So just forget the rhythm and all that. The first one is E minor, and they've written it out for you here, and you're playing the root down here. And then an E diminished. Remember, the diminished is you just take a minor third and a minor third. So take that and lower it one. So you got two minor thirds. That's it. So it's an E minor, E diminished. You don't say E minor diminished. I mean, diminished takes care of it. And then E minor again. And then you get a B. Oh, a B. B, a chord is that. It's a B, D sharp, F sharp for B major chord. You go here. And then a C chord. And then a B chord again. And then an E minor chord. E diminished. And then measure 11, E minor, B, E minor. Okay. So we got the chords. I went kind of quick, but you can play around with these. Just make sure you know what the chords are. Then we use the pattern. Chuck, chuck. So we're here. E minor, B minor, or B major, excuse me. B minor would be this. This is B major. And then C, B. E minor, E diminished, E minor, B, and they give you the notes of the last couple measures, because you change the rhythm pattern a little bit, so they give you the notes. You're holding that down, it's tied at the end. Yeah. Of course, you could always play around with this accompaniment. You don't have to use that pattern. You need to use those chords, but I could do some other pattern. Is I could use some other pattern of chords, it doesn't matter, or up to you and your imagination on that. Explore it. Now the pedaling, if you're going to pedal it, if someone is playing with you that top part on the same piano as you, I don't recommend pedaling this, because pedaling it messes up that. Just ugh. So if they're on another keyboard and they're not pedaling it, then you can get away with pedaling your part. Or if it's a different instrument, you can pedal it, but otherwise no. But yeah, overlapping. So the note goes down first, and then the pedal. I'm going to change the pedal after I play the note, so it overlaps, so there's always sound. All the way through. This is the same kind of pedaling. Now, a lot of times when the harmony doesn't change, because you change pedal with the harmony. You don't want to mix harmonies. You end up with a mess, unless that's the effect you want. Some music wants that effect. But it's like in the third and fourth measure. They're changing pedal every measure. Well, you're not changing harmony. You don't have to. You can leave it down for both. Change the pedal when the harmony changes. That works too. It's a different effect. Now at the last two measures at the bottom, finally they tell you you can leave it down for both measures. And in this piece, because it ends loud, the part solo is loud and you're sort of loud, that works. If it were soft and we're going to die away, then we have to do something with the pedal to help us die away. And we wouldn't want a pedal solid all the way across. We might change the pedal in the last measure, because that releases or lessens some of the overtones. It makes them start over. They're different techniques. We'll talk about that in music when we get to music that needs that kind of technique. We'll talk more what we can do with the pedal to help enhance the sound. I'm not going to do a play with me on this because it's just this accompaniment thingamajigger, and hopefully you can do that okay. Let me know if you have any questions.